Okay, let's take a look at the build of the motors. So the size is obviously 2207, 22 width, 7 height, has the NH52 magnets. The magnets are insanely thick, the air gap is non-existent, the windings are neat, yeah, that's good. The bearings are good quality Japanese bearings. This is one of those things that I really like. That's a really nice touch. There's a little plastic piece between the stator and the motor base where you screw in your screws. So this way you can't screw your screws into the windings. You can't short these out because the plastic will be in between them. Really nice touch, doesn't add basically any weight at all. At the bottom you have a screw which retains the bell to the base and the stator. The same 20 gauge wire, I think this was 11 centimeters long as on other motors that FPV model sells. I think these are a tiny bit too short. They should be, I'd add like 3 or 4 centimeters so you could reach the center of stacks where you need to route the wires differently, or if you have a long frame, for example, like the floss style that I fly. It has a hollow shaft with a insert in the middle, and yeah, build quality is insanely good. There's one flaw with this motor, and I already contacted FPV model about this. That screw comes off. It comes off really easily. You don't actually have to do anything about it, since there is no thread lock or Loctite on that screw. That's why this motor doesn't have a bell. This actually came off mid-flight. because of the direction of the thread is obviously always the same, two motors that you're running will always try to unscrew itself. And yeah, this one unscrew itself. If you bought these motors, you gotta check this. You gotta make sure that there's thread lock there. If it doesn't have, if it spins really, I mean, you just gotta put a hex driver there and turn it. If you can turn it without preheating it or anything, it doesn't have Loctite. That means you gotta add Loctite there. It will come off eventually. You don't want that. The bell will just fly off. If you hit a gate or tumble or whatever, or something, if you're just flying normally, the bell shouldn't come off because of the magnets actually pulling it like towards the stator. But the moment you get some kind of contact on the bell, it will fly off. And that's what happened to me on this thing. Just a rough landing and the bell flew off and I didn't find the bell. So make sure that you add Loctite if it doesn't have it. If it does, then good. Otherwise, make sure that you put some Loctite there. You can, even if you have the motors mounted, you can just unscrew it there, add a tiny bit of Loctite to the thread of the screw, and then really carefully place it back and thread it, and make sure you don't get any thread lock on your bearings. You don't want thread lock there. It's not gonna do much, but yeah, you don't want it there. Okay, so conclusion. Really good motors. You gotta pick, or you can pick whatever kV you want. If you wanna go 5-inch 6S low kV, then obviously the 1700. Really good option. If you want to go 5S cruiser on 6-inch or even 7-inch, really good option for that, the 1700. If you want to go 5-inch 5S, then I would go for this one, the 2300. If you want to go 6-inch 4S, again 2300. And then if you want to go 5-inch 4S, then the 2500 kV. The motors come with the basic prop nut and 4 screws. That bag has 3, let's see, that has 5, so yeah. 4 screws, they're meant for 4-inch arms. If you're running 5-inch, like 5mm arms, you gotta get longer screws. As you can see, I haven't used these because they're too short. I really liked how Emax back in the day with their red bottoms used to ship a ton of spare bolts, spare prop nuts, spare everything. That was sort of nice, though I understand that these motors don't come with that, since you want to keep the price down, focus on putting all the value on the motor and not the accessories that come with it. So that's why it comes in a cardboard box with minimal hardware and unfortunately a tiny bit too short wires, but okay, 11 centimeters is fine for 95% of the cases, or 95% of the time. As you can see, it will reach the center of a 6-inch floss just fine. But if you're running 7-inch arms like this, then yeah, you gotta extend them or use race wire like I did. So, conclusion of conclusions, good motor. Find the links in the video description. If you like the video, if you find it useful, if you whatever, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, see you again, bye.